Alright, so let's get things started. What we will do in this video is see how to make use of cursor, what are the features that will help you do those vibe coding, and let's get the initial prompt and let's get things started. Okay, so let's get started. Client cursor project. What I've done is I want to make a CRM tool, a very standard CRM tool with basic set of features which can be expanded beyond. But to get things done, the programming languages and the environments that I want to make use of are like React on the front end and Fast API in the back end. Now, I've done quite a good amount of coding in React earlier. Fast API is not something that I've done much work with. I've used Flasks and such other frameworks on the Python side, but not much with Fast API. But what I want to do is kind of make use of that and use these tools to actually build this. What I've done is again just added a simple folder, right? I want to build a CRM tool that I would want to call Lighthouse. So I'll just go ahead and open it. Now since I'm going to be the person who's going to take care of the front end and the back end, I just want to make a workspace where both these projects coexist, so I can work with it directly, right? And kind of switch between them very easily. That's the aim. Now, how do you go about doing this, right? And when you're starting to work with cursor, now typically the way you would look at this is add code to this, maybe use some template obviously, and then start working with that, and then start working on the code. But the way to go about with cursor, with AI being used, is then go ahead and do a Command I, in my case with a MacBook. So you open that up. So that's the composer window on the right hand side. Now this is where you're going to code now. All right, you are not going to be touching your code area too much, but you're going to have a much more interactive way of coding. Now that's where things are shifting now, right? It's about actually telling cursor what you want and then working with that and getting things done, right? So now what I want is to build the front end and the back end code both. I want it to build a workspace where both these folders are added. I want like front end code to be inside a folder called front end, back end code to be inside a folder called back end, and then with the necessary technology. So that's what I will tell it. So I'll first switch to the agent mode because I want interaction. I want all the actions, various different actions like folder creations, and as you will see, a lot of various different things are possible with agent mode. So that's what I will do. So let me start with the basic prompt of what I want to build, right? So I'll just say that I would like to build a CRM tool called Lighthouse. This tool should have all the basic features of a CRM. The tool should be developed using React.js, the front end, and Fast API in the back end. Make use of the latest version, and make sure that you use the best practices everywhere. The front end code should be in a folder called front end, and backend in folder called backend. I want you to generate the necessary files and add these two folders into a single workspace. I will make use of MySQL. I already have MySQL setup locally with root user that has no password. That's the way I've set it up. Make sure that you use the necessary configs so that I can set the right configs in various environments, right? So I think this is it. We could I think it gives everything that it requires to know it and let's see. I think it should be it, and it should start doing whatever is necessary. Alright, so in this video we saw how you can actually get things started with Cursor, get the basic folders there, and put in a prompt that is kind of the initial requirements, and that will be the trigger for getting the code generated and for us to do the next steps. So in the next video, let's start looking at the kind of code that is generated and how we can work to get some sort of an initial project working.